Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my English podcast, your short and powerful English podcast where we learn, talk, and grow together. If you're here right now, listening, learning, improving, that already tells me something important about you. You are someone who refuses to stay the same. You are someone who believes in growth. And today's episode will give you a new, powerful way to look at your English journey. Because today we talk about something that every learner experiences, but only the strongest learners turn into an advantage. Welcome to episode 7, The Power of Making Mistakes. There is a wonderful quote that says, "Mistakes are proof that you're trying." Today, we go deeper. Why mistakes matter, how mistakes help your brain grow, and how you can use mistakes to reach fluency faster. Let's begin. Since childhood, we are trained to avoid mistakes. In school, mistakes mean a low grade. At home, mistakes can bring criticism. At work, mistakes can feel embarrassing. So naturally, when learning English, your brain tells you, don't make a mistake. People will judge you. But here's the truth most learners never hear. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are the teacher. Every time you say a sentence wrong, your brain updates. Every time you mispronounce a word, your mouth becomes stronger. Every time you forget vocabulary, your memory improves. Psychology tells us something powerful. Your brain learns more from errors than from correct answers. And a beautiful quote says, "The only real mistake is the one you don't learn from." If you're making mistakes, you're moving forward. You're stretching your ability. You're leaving your comfort zone. And that is the exact space where fluency grows. And since we're talking about mistakes, you might be surprised to know that even the smartest people make a lot of them. Let me share with you a real story. A story that beautifully demonstrates how mistakes can become the very engine of success. In 1879, a young boy named Thomas Edison returned home from school with a note from his teacher. His mother opened the note and read it silently. The note said, "Your son is too slow. He makes too many mistakes. He's not capable of learning." But Edison's mother did something remarkable. She looked at her son, smiled, and said a different message. "Your teachers say you are brilliant. They say the school is too small for you." Years later, Edison became one of the greatest inventors in history. He created the electric light bulb, the phonograph, and more than 1,000 inventions that changed the world. But what's truly important for us today is something Edison said about his journey. "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that do not work." When he was working on the light bulb, He made mistake after mistake, hundreds, then thousands, but he didn't see them as failures. He saw each mistake as one step closer to the correct answer, one step closer to success, one step closer to mastery. This is the mindset of geniuses. They don't avoid mistakes. They study them. They learn from them. They grow through them. And Edison's story teaches us something powerful. If you are making mistakes in English, you're not going backward. You're going forward. You're discovering what doesn't work so you can discover what does. Now, how can you use your mistakes to improve faster? Let's explore that. Here's a simple and powerful method used by successful language learners. 1. Notice the mistake. Do not run from it. Just observe it. Awareness is the beginning of improvement. 2. Correct it once, slowly and clearly. You don't need to repeat the rule 20 times. Don't overthink it. Just fix it once with attention. 3. Move on immediately. Most learners freeze when they make a mistake. So don't freeze after making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the journey. Fix it, then immediately continue. Fix, continue. Because movement is more important than perfection. 4. Return later. When you correct the same mistake after some hours or days, your brain builds a stronger connection. This is how long-term memory works. 5. Celebrate your mistakes. Yes, celebrate them, because mistakes mean you are trying something new. There is a beautiful quote: a mistake that makes you humble is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. Your mistakes make you sharper, wiser, stronger. Now let's talk about something deeper: the emotional impact of making mistakes. When you make mistakes in English, you might feel embarrassed, shy, anxious, not good enough, afraid to speak again. But let me tell you something important. Making mistakes is not a sign of weakness. Making mistakes is a sign of courage. Every time you speak English, even when you know you might make mistakes, you are building confidence. You are training your courage muscle. And with time, this muscle becomes stronger than your fear. Remember this: you don't learn English by being perfect. You learn English by being brave. So how do you build confidence while continuing to make mistakes? Here are 3 techniques that truly work. 1. Expect mistakes. Don't be shocked by them. Expect them. When you expect mistakes, they stop hurting you. 2. Speak before you feel ready. Most learners wait for confidence, but confidence doesn't appear first. Action comes first. Confidence comes after. 3. Talk to yourself kindly. Would you laugh at a friend for making a mistake? Of course not. So don't speak to yourself in a way you would never speak to a friend. And there is a beautiful quote: be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. You are growing. Fluency takes time. Give yourself the space to grow. And before we finish this episode, there is one message I want you to remember. Making mistakes does not mean you failed. It means you are learning. You are moving forward. And you are alive. Your mistakes are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones. Stepping stones to better pronunciation, better grammar, better listening, and stronger confidence. Each mistake today is one less mistake you will make tomorrow. And there is a powerful quote that says, fall 7 times, stand up 8. That is the spirit of learning English. Not perfection, but consistency. We have now reached the end of today's episode. So remember our last message. Stay focused, patient, and strong. Thank you for joining me in my English podcast. And I'll see you in the next episode.